top of it. Bottom too gritty. Good job.
Smush it up. Spin it around a bit.
Go to the other side of it.
Huh?
Go to the other side of it. Good job.
Oh, splashed me. But my hands are dirty.
Are you all done?
Zombie hands. No, I'm still washing. Scrub, 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 scrub. Spin, 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 spin.
What's up, YouTube? I figured I'd jump on here real quick, man. Haven't made a video in about 3 weeks. Guess a lot about dropping every day, right? I did. I can admit when I'm wrong. But I did so to take some time for myself. Had to clear some things in my own mind. But I'm back to it. Gonna be dropping a video. Well, tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow for you. Recording it tonight. But yeah, I'll drop a video tomorrow that explains in detail what's been going on with me. Not all the details, but some of the details, because I can't tell everything because, you know, I got some things in the works. But anyway, still at JB Hunt for right now. Right now, I'm filling out my trip sheet, or redoing my trip sheet, because I got OCD. I don't like everything being scratched out on my paperwork. You want things to look nice and neat. But anyway, while I'm doing this, I guess I'll quickly tell you about something funny that happened to me tonight. And it's happened before, I'm sure, but it's never happened to me with JB Hunt on his Aldi account. I've had some funny stuff happen before, trust me. You know, when you're doing this Aldi account, you want to deal with, you know, lopsided stacked pallets that try to fall over on you, or do fall over on you, unbeknownst to you, going down the road because the roads are raggedy or whatever, and it knocks it over. Sometimes you get a new driver that doesn't know how to slow down around curves when doing this type of load, and they drop pallets like that in the back of the trailer. But I say 70% of the time it's Aldi. They're not loading it right. And that's mainly because with this pandemic, it's been hard to retain employees. Retention is really bad at that DC that I work at. And I think the main driving force for people to quit is the amount of work and pay, because you don't have a lot of employees, right? So the employees you do have, they have to work even more hard to fulfill the loads for the day. Every day. So work gets halfway done right, corners are cut, things are not the way they should be, leaving us drivers frustrated when we go out here on these runs, pull up to the store, open up the doors, and we got a couple of pallets tipped over. Now that's happened before, but what happened to me tonight? Oh boy. Blew me, never happened. So, another thing that's been going on, I'd like to talk about real quick is, you know, of course, back to the pandemic issues. Management hasn't been all that well, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to warehouse workers and what they do. Because who's ever planning these loads are not thinking about efficiency. And what I mean by that is, okay, I went to Aldi in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Then I drove 50 miles damn near to Muskogee, Oklahoma. Now I got to drive almost 140 miles to Pittsburgh, Kansas. Give or take 5 miles. But it's still a silly way to do it. Usually when you do loads, you want them stores to be kind of close. That way the dedicated driver can get the load delivered on time and get back to the DC to go home, because I drive my personal vehicle to work and I go home every day, every morning after working overnight. Now what you don't want is a driver to have to get a hotel room because he didn't have enough time to get back to the DC. Over time, that's gonna cost some bread, man. But anyway, I have one of those type of loads tonight where I'm just driving all over the place. But I do appreciate the miles, even though my CPM is kind of low. I'll keep it funky with you. CPM for this dedicated account right here is not nice. I think it's unfair. I've expressed it to my fleet manager that I believe I should be compensated more CPM than what I'm getting, or at least more stop pay if my CPM is going to be low. I'm not going to tell you what I make now, but previously, I made 58 cents per mile, and I was going to make 60 cents per mile after a couple months would vary. And the reason why they told me a couple months is because I already had experience. They just was going, have me work for a couple months before I get the extra push, which is understandable because you got drivers quitting jobs left and right lately. It's a driver's market. We can go anywhere we want. I can quit this job today and go to another one tomorrow. That's how simple it is. As long as my DAC report and my company history is straight and I'm truthful and don't do no drugs, hell, I can have any job I want as far as CDL driving goes. But anyway, CPM is low. And it's too low to be dealing with everything we deal with on a nightly basis with this job. Some guys, they're able to complete their loads during the daytime. But anyway, finish my paperwork here, so now I can pay more attention to you guys. So I shouldn't have had to do it anyway, but I'm a perfectionist. I don't like my paperwork looking messy. I want it to look correct, professional. That's the thing about me is some drivers out here, we really do our job 110%, even though we're not being compensated correctly, because I'm not. I believe I'm not, and I still do my job 100%. I take all the dunnage, I fill up my truck, I take care of the trailers, I fill up the reefer tank. I do what I'm supposed to do. I ain't damaged no property, haven't, and I won't, because I pay close attention to what I'm doing. Anyway, so with everything I just told you, take all that into mind, you know, what we dealing with on a daily and what I just ran into tonight. So I pull up to that second store that I had to drive 50 miles from the first store to. I bag in and everything. I didn't notice it at first because the angle of the door, the access door that us drivers, delivery drivers use for Aldi's. Because it ain't just JB Hunt that's delivering to these places. You also got contractors and milk, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, stuff like that. So I back up to the door like I usually do without a pull up. And I hop out like usual, walk up to the door. And the closer I get, I'm noticing this light coming from the door sideways. I'm like, I didn't see any cars in the parking lot. There's not another JB Hunt tractor trailer sitting here. That's odd. So I walk up to the door and it's cracked open about 6 inches. About that wide open. Mind you, if the door is open and there's no sound, that means the alarm wasn't set. So now, I'm gonna leave this light on. So now, I'm nervous. I'm like, well, is there somebody in here that's not supposed to be in here? So I take a picture and I alert the DC, I alert my dispatch office, let them know what I got going on. I send a picture to him. He told me he saw the picture and he said he was gonna email corporate about what's happening at that store. He said this happened before. Now, what I was thinking when I first encountered that was, to be honest, I wasn't worried too much about my safety. I was worried I was gonna catch somebody in there taking stuff, you know, without anybody knowing that they in there. Because I mean, no alarm is set. Doors open. It's the middle of the night. Mind you, I pulled up to the store around midnight 15. Midnight 15 is when I backed up to that door. Nobody was in there. And this is in the middle of Muskogee, Oklahoma, in the middle of the night. Employees been gone, because employees been leaving around 9 p.m. from these stores here lately since the pandemic. I keep saying since the pandemic, since it started. So, y'all basically was saying here, free stuff. Because any person with enough gumption and a mask could have went in there and supplied their house with $500 worth of groceries and been straight for a couple months. And it's not only groceries that they sell back there. Okay? They sell other merchandise too. And I'm not going to go into details of what access you have to freezers and coolers and stuff. But it wasn't a great idea to leave that door cracked. Now, I know they didn't do it on purpose. Because there was a piece of wood jammed between the bottom of that door and the door jamb, which tells me that somebody might have propped it open to take out trash or something and forgot. So when they went back through the door, they thought it was going to shut behind them, but they didn't pay attention because they probably had headphones on or something. I'm probably hitting this right on the head when they run the cameras back to find out. But companies don't care no more, man. Companies don't care no more. And I figured I would share that because that's just a piece of what I deal with out here on this account. There's a bunch I could complain about and talk about, but I'm not going to do that because it's going to make JB Hunt look bad, and it's not a bad company. I've had run-ins with employees and managers, but JB Hunt as a whole is a decent company. I do believe they need to compensate more CPM for experienced drivers on this account, because what I offer to this account is expertise. I do my job very well with no mishaps. In the beginning, yeah, I had a couple mishaps. I was a rookie, of course. But since then, no mishaps. I backed this trailer into the tightest positions and the weirdest, awkward, most places that all these can be placed at with no problem. I've been to all kinds of stores from Nebraska to Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, and I do it with ease. So I do believe the CPM is low. But other than that, I'm not going to put any smut on JB Hunt's name when it comes to all the things I could complain about. I would say it's more Aldi. I say it's 80% Aldi's fault when it comes to all the issues that us drivers deal with on a nightly basis. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut to another scene. I just want to share that with you real quick. I will be putting a picture of what I saw when I walked in there right here. Yep. So check that out. This one, as I stated in the clip before this one, people don't pay attention to what they're doing. All I ask for anybody out here doing this job or any job that is safety oriented, you know, whether it be trucking, the railroad, construction, road work, I mean, DOT, stuff like that, whatever you're doing, if it's safety sensitive, please pay attention to what you're doing. And even if it's not, you know, crucially safety sensitive, like when that door was cracked open, that wasn't crucial, but still, someone went out the back door and left the door ajar. Man, anything could have happened on that one. But anyway, if you like what I'm saying, you like what I'm spitting, like, comment, subscribe, share if you like. When you comment, interact with me. You know, ask me some real questions. You know, I'm not gonna tell you what to say and what not to say, but hey, if you have a question, ask me. I'll tell you. There's more to this trucking than just your basics that you get at every other channel. You know, how it is going through school, and you know what company gives you what benefits and so on and so forth. Because I mean, to be honest with you, I say about 60% of these companies do the same exact thing. they model after each other. But it's your boy, Block Life Vlogs. I'm out. Peace.